Boxing King Media, powered by BYD. Spencer Fearon, it's Sunday afternoon. Before I even do or say anything, I've got to thank you, Spencer, because um, obviously I've got a lot of heat to come your way. You could have quite easily avoided the interview today. You could have said you're busy, but I asked you once, and he said, "Yeah, let me know the time," and you're here on time, and we're doing it. So thank you for coming along and speaking about the fight from yesterday.
You're welcome, man. Come on, man. And remember, to get a real gossip, tune in at 8 o'clock tonight. The Fight is Right on the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel. Myself and Bobaton DJI. It's gonna be fun.
Yep, I think that's where the extended version of today's talk's going to be. So the
Yeah,
Fighters
well,
Fight YouTube channel, 8 p.m. live. And if you want to give Spencer some heat in the comments, do it. But they got to pay the super chat for it to be asked. Yeah,
you're damn right they do.
yeah, that's it. Right, Spencer. Let's jump straight into it, Spencer. I'll start with the way. Obviously, you talked about it early in the week. You suggested rifts, etc. Don Charles turned up on fight night. It was the first time we saw him walking in, and I vaguely spoke to him as he walked in, and he looked like a guy that was still recovering from a cold or potentially corona or wherever. I don't know if you saw him face to face or not last night. Did you see him?
I didn't see Don.
Did you see any of Team Dubois last night?
I didn't see. I saw some of the Boss family members when I was leaving. You know what I mean?
How did that go?
It was all right. They was like, "Oh, we told you he was gonna win," and I said, "Okay, cool. I'm not gonna." Do you know what I mean? This is boxing, man. I still have my opinion. My gripe isn't with anybody in their team, not with Ian Dewberry, not with Kieran Farrell, not with Don Charles, right? Hasn't been with them. I haven't had a gripe with them. Do you know what I mean?
Let's
Oh,
start with the fight, Spencer. Obviously, we like everyone. Like I just spoke to Dominic Ingle. He picked Anthony Joshua to win. Johnny Nelson picked AJ to win. 90% of the people I've spoken to picked AJ to win, and obviously you did as well. But obviously your description of words, obviously some of the chants have used
but
headline.
my mate Danny Glover
Yeah,
from I think it's Fight Fan TV.
yeah,
He went Dubois heavily. He went Dubois heavily, and so did EJ Boxing. EJ Boxing Live. They went they went Dubois heavily.
yeah.
So no, so did you. I can't turn around and say like no one wasn't going for Dubois. People who I respect, they
Yeah.
went for.
People that we speak to, they all picked AJ, but big up Danny Glover. He'll probably be listening to this. Hello, Dan is a good guy. So he picked Dubois. So some of the words he used, Spencer, you said it's a grotesque mismatch. You said the same about the AJ Ngannou fight, and you was 100% right in that fight. But you basically gave no chance to Daniel Dubois. The fight was completely opposite to how most people predicted and yourself. So just tell me, going into that first round, Dubois comes in with his heavy jab. What you seen? What's going wrong for Anthony Joshua in that first round?
Listen, before anything, let me just say this now. What Anthony Joshua has done for boxing, yeah, in the UK, all these guys are making memes. All these guys who've got boxing channels now, right? If we to strip it correctly back, the catalyst of this was actually Anthony Joshua. I want people to realize this. The catalyst of this was the incredible machinery of Matchroom. I want people to realize this, right? And Eddie Hearn. That's the reason why loads of people stayed employed in boxing. That's the reason. So I'm loyal to those who are loyal to me, right? And there's an old saying in Jamaica that the man that shits on the road doesn't remember that he shits on the road, but it's the man that steps on it remembers that somebody has shitted on the road. Meaning that everything that you do, there's consequences to it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just gonna come out and frivolously throw things out for the sake of throwing them out. You know what I mean? We're past that. I'm a big ass grown ass man. But when I see certain things or certain behaviors that are not aligned with that, then I'm gonna call it out. So when you're saying I never said that Don Charles was not gonna be there, go look at the interviews. I didn't say that.
I
I
think
said
you suggested there was a rift, and then obviously he's come out and
no,
said there was no rift.
Well, I do know certain things, but I'm not elaborate. I can't really elaborate on that, right? But
Okay.
what I'm saying is this: if there is a
You gotta
risk,
understand, Spence. You know, when you're saying that, people are going to be like, "Why is he saying that for without any proof?" Because if you're saying, "Well, there's a rift, but I can't say who's telling me or where it's coming from,
no,
what the rift is," and
I
they're
didn't.
saying there isn't.
No. I said if there is a rift, I know it's down to the dad, right? Now, listen to this. When we did our interview together, yeah, which is
Yeah,
subsequently taken down because I know you got the rip letter as well. You know what I mean, the cease and desist letter. I know you got it because quite a lot of people got it, right? There was nothing in my statements that was actually libelous. Not one thing. You know
that's
what I mean?
that's correct.
Right. There's not one thing that was libelous. But because you guys, this is how you guys earn your living. You want to go to the shows, you want to be aligned. So obviously, and also, I didn't say nothing bad about Frank Warren. But they're saying like, oh, I said something bad about Frank Warren's commodity. You know what I mean? The ownership of other human beings, that don't kind of sit right with me, you know. But that's another story for another day. Right? So I sent Frank Warren a message in the morning saying, listen, you know, I have no gripe with Don Charles or Daniel Dubois, none whatsoever. My gripe is with the dad. That's what my gripe is. And the thing about it is he knows what he's done, right? And it's got nothing to do with money because the money element was taken care of months ago. It's got nothing to do with money, right? It's got to do with morals, period. And he knows what he's done.
But why
Or he,
why did you feel
or,
to
he
go on?
also knows the people that are close to me that he knows. He knows what he's done.
I've got to ask you this, Spencer. Why did you feel the need to make that public on Fight Week?
Because you asked me a question and I was just in that mood. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm like.
You was on
You know what I mean?
smoke.
Pardon me?
You was on smoke.
Well, so they say, but it was on smoke. It was doing really good views for your channel, right?
Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with that because the dad couldn't sit down and have an educated debate with me over this, right? Because I'll destroy him on that. You know what I mean? The cease and desist letter that was emailed to me, which I didn't receive, you know what I mean? But people at the firm who I work for, OYS Sports Management, they've seen it. I haven't even seen it. You know what I mean? I'm saying, look at this joke, but it wasn't that. The dad phoned me constantly on the Thursday, constantly phoned me, constantly, right throughout the Thursday. 57 times. The only reason why I know, because at the end of it, you can see how many times they were there. That's not my fight down on that. Because I'm not sitting down wishing anybody not to be successful. In life, you get what you put in. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't get what you want, you get what you are. I cannot turn around and take away anything from Daniel Dubois' performance. That was an incredible performance. Do you know what I mean? He proper stuck it on Anthony Joshua, right? And he was successful by it. But I'm telling you this now, with right adjustments, Anthony Joshua would have won that fight. But he just didn't have those adjustments to make. He didn't have it. He didn't have it in him. But am I going to sit down and gun Anthony Joshua like and I was sitting down because I thought in a foregone conclusion? Or no, if I back you, I back you. I back Anthony Joshua. Simple as that. You know what I mean?
No, but for neutral opinion, like because obviously you described it as a mismatch. The fact that it was completely the opposite. How does Anthony Joshua spin it the other way around? But what? Because the fight, like you got dropped 4 times, and obviously there was a moment where he hit Daniel Dubois with a couple of right hands, but then obviously in the process of trying to go in for the kill, he got knocked out himself. So how does one change that completely the other way around? Like what adjustments would he have to make?
What adjustments you have to make? A lot of fighters don't know how to fight anti-clockwise, right? I'll tell you who's a master teacher of fighting anti-clockwise. Darren Hammond, the former light welterweight British champion. Right? A lot of fighters don't know how to fight anti-clockwise. A lot of fighters don't know how to elongate the hand. I don't want to off too many things because you never know. Right? A lot of fighters don't know how to elongate the lead hand to use it as a blocker or a blocker of defense to take away a jab and to take away a right hand. Um, what I'm saying is this. Anthony Joshua has done incredibly well. And you see the kind of people that turn up at the fights. Myself and Adam Smith hosted Box Fest at Box Park, right? It was amazing, right? It was amazing. And it was sold out from 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock in the morning, it was sold out. 2,000 people rammed out. It was incredible. Big up to Ghost Star Promotion, Spencer Brown and Woody. You know what I mean? Yeah, all the stars there. You know, Tyson Fury, everyone, Roberto Duran. I mean, Ricky Hatton was incredible. Amir Khan, I had to stick it on some guy who tried to boot Amir Khan. I had to stick it on. Right? So I know all of this is being formulated over one young man, right? And loads of people say that they enjoy boxing or they love boxing. Those people say that, but do they actually feel boxing? I feel this game. So when I'm seeing what's happened or what Anthony Joshua has single-handedly done with the help of Matchroom and Sky TV, I got to give that all the props in the world. So if somebody has done something to enhance the sport that I love, then that's where I'm going to side with. And also, he's a personal friend, and I got a lot of love in my heart for him, right? But I do think that he can rectify certain things. I do think that Anthony Joshua could, and it goes, no, I really do think in my heart of hearts that Anthony Joshua, with the correct implementation of certain things, he could come back and win the rematch. Eddie Hearn says they're looking to action the rematch clause. I hope that they do, right? Because people are going to think, you're just going to go in there. It's just going to be like a situation like Tony Bellew and David Hay.
So you're saying you want the rematch. So everyone I've spoken to so far today, like I spoke to Gareth Davies earlier, and he said it'd be catastrophic if they rematch him. Everyone's suggesting they should strongly avoid that and wait for the Fury Usyk outcome.
Well, no disrespect, Gareth, how many fights has Gareth Davies had?
What, on the streets or in the ring?
No. How many fights has he had? What has Gareth Davies done? He's not been dissing him. I'm just saying, like, he said, like, it would be catastrophic. When Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Hassan Rahman, it was a straight, direct rematch.
But wasn't this like a different? Wasn't this like a dominating performance over 5 rounds, rather than like punch?
It was, but I'm serious. He still got knocked out though, didn't he?
Mm.
He got knocked out. It wasn't like, yeah, he got knocked out, similar to what we saw last night.
But
So
we saw Dan take AJ's best right hand, and obviously every time he landed, he seemed to.
no, you see, this one I've got to
I want to ask you this: is this Daniel Dubois such a competitive puncher, or was AJ not recovered from that first shot?
Let me talk,
Sorry.
because your people are not tuning to listen to you. They're listening to me, right? Okay, silence. That's nice. I'm telling you this now. Yeah, it was a dominant performance. Yes, it was. But I'm telling you now, if certain things could be implemented, then it will come off successful for Anthony Joshua. He's just got to believe in his heart that he can go and do it. Right? He was throwing things. He was throwing shots, and they seemed like they were not. There was certain times they were calculating, and certain times it's like out of desperation. The right hand wasn't coming out correctly. I'm just being real, it wasn't. But am I going to diss Anthony Joshua? No way. Anthony Joshua's my guy.
Was it
Straight.
not? Can I ask you about the right hand? Was it not coming off correctly because the timing wasn't there, or was it because Daniel Dubois was making the right foot adjustments to avoid it? Because this takes me back to Don Charles's comments about the decoy comment, because he didn't eat all them right hands. He was eating from Ergovic.
Spare me that decoy comment, right? Spare me that nonsense about decoy. He was chipping right hands from Hergovich like no one's business, right? The thing was this, it was like, in order to hit a guy with your hardest shot, you have to be in punching range. When you're delivering a right hand shot from an orthodox position, the right hand takes longer to cross because it's going to cross your body, right? So there's a millimeter of a second that's out. You're actually alerting your opponent that you're going to throw the right? When Anthony Joshua was fighting the right hand, Anthony Joshua was fighting from a low guard, but when he tried to administer the right hand, he'd raise it up a little bit, so you're signaling that you're going to throw it. Then he'd throw the right hand. Go watch the tapes, right? I was there. I watched it. I didn't have to. I even watched the fight after, right? But what I'm trying to say to Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? Sometimes, because everyone's shitting on him right now, and when people are shitting on you, you can either take the shit and live with the stench, or use that same manure and use that as fertilizers to plant your tree. Plant your tree, bro. Because when these little bitches are going on like, oh, I'm seeing all these things like everyone's anti Joshua now. No, shit. You know what I mean? It was me and Liam, our business partner from OYS Sports. We jumped on it. We walked from there to Neasden and then took the train from Neasden to go home, right? And everybody was just hurt. Everybody had something like it's death, right? And you don't realize it until you're thinking, right, is this going to be the end of AJ? No, AJ should not retire. You know what I mean? At all, he shouldn't retire.
Realistically, what do you think he should do next? Because
straight rematch.
Okay.
Right? You know why?
But do you think they'll do that though? I know you want that, but will they do that?
I believe that they'll do a straight rematch.
Okay. If they don't, what's option two?
Option two? I don't know. I ain't got no option two. I haven't even computed that in my head for option two.
One of the things
thinking like maybe me and Tundi will do something on the fighters right there, but I haven't even computed that.
One of the things he said to me, Spence, a few days ago was he said boxing needs Anthony Joshua to win. Boxing doesn't need Dubois to win. Now he's won. How does it kind of? What's the impact of that win in boxing now?
There's juicy fights there for Daniel Dubois because that performance. Listen, bro, I'll be a dickhead to say that I'm going to take away anything from Daniel Dubois' performance, right? His performance was superb, right? And it was destructive butchery. I was like, you know what I mean? It really was. But this is the fight game. And just like when you asked me, well, what if Dubois was to win? And I said to you, this is wait,
I remember me saying that.
Right, so people think, oh, he's gonna hide. Don't be silly.
Now, I respect you for coming on and obviously facing the heat.
Wait a minute, bro? Let me just put this. I want you to put this in perspective. Yeah?
Go on.
I did a fundraise with the Almadina 313, which I ended up in Jordan. And from Jordan, we went over to Israel. From Israel, we went to Al Aqsa Mosque. I'm seeing children, yeah, who've been taken out of their home. I've seen children houses are being bombed, kids being killed, adults being killed. I'm putting things in perspective. This world, as it says in the Holy Quran, is nothing but sport and play. This doesn't affect. This isn't all of that. It's not. It really isn't. You go see things in perspective. You see things in perspective, then you will know. You know what I mean? I put things in perspective. You know what I mean? 18 years ago, I lost my dad. 2 years ago, I lost my mom. I put things in perspective. Hence why I can speak my mind, because I'm speaking my mind, and it's my truth. And my truth is my reality. It may not be your reality, it's my truth. Do you know what I mean? That's how this thing goes. And like I'm saying again, I have no gripe, because actually, last night, Daniel Dubois' dad sent me a message at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah? And he said that you'll get tried and tested by your family on certain things. And Spencer, you are my family. This is what the dad sent to me. So maybe if that was a peace offering, I don't know, right? I'm not taking it as a peace offering. What I am saying is this. He knows why I had my gripe. I've had my gripe. It's done now. You know what I mean? If Daniel Dubois would have lost, I don't gloat on people losing. You never heard me in anything. I know what it's like to have fought and to lost. I don't gloat on people losing. You know what I mean? But when I'm seeing people that can do nasty things, then I will have a gripe about that. And people ain't really gonna know the rules, because I'm not gonna break down the rules on camera for these kind of things, because they're deep. But what's done's done. Like I said, I wish Daniel Dubois nothing but the best. Like I said on the other day on the channel, you said get down. It's not him. My gripe's not with him.
Did you reply to the message you got from Daniel's dad?
No, I haven't replied to anything. He sent me loads and loads of messages. I haven't replied to anything.
Okay. I want to talk about Don Charles's work because I did watch an interview Stan did, and he did give credit to Don Charles for the work
If
he's
I
done.
never said that he doesn't give credit to Don Charles, do you think he'd have mentioned Don Charles?
I don't know.
He
Well,
wouldn't have mentioned him at all.
well,
Spare me.
he gave him the credit, and I just want to ask you: is Don Charles a hot tip for Trainer of the Year? Three back-to-back wins against Gerald Miller, Hergovich, AJ. Three. I can't remember if he was the underdog against Miller, but three fights where a lot of people thought he was going to get stopped, and he's blasted all three guys away.
To be real on that, and now him being a legitimate heavyweight champion of what he's up there, I think he'll get it. You know what I mean? I think Don Charles will get it. And it's kind of good that a man so late in his years now is getting the credit. So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Um, that's it. Is it anything else you?
No, there's nothing else that I've got to say apart from, let me say, a massive big up to Billy Nelson, who has helped me 633 mils I've got to, and fair play to Billy Nelson because he actually funded that for me. You know what I mean? And we're doing that next week. So big up Billy Nelson, the trainer of Mike McCauley. I love to see Mike McCauley in the mix. You know what I mean? I love to see him in the mix, but
Great guy, Billy's a very good guy. People misjudge him on Twitter. There's one last thing I was going to mention to you.
on
Obviously, a lot of the stuff you said last week, you talked about spells and judge and all this kind of stuff. You still stand by all that?
1,000,000%.
So the spell worked last night then?
No, the spell. I'm not no, because I'm not putting that to spell. I'm saying that
Because you
he.
said no work of I can't even say the word now. Equinity.
I'm, I'm saying that he's an ugly worker. I haven't taken that back. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't joking when I said that.
No,
I'm
but when
saying
you
you.
what was that? What was that line again? No worker of
No,
iniquity is
what you
going
say?
to. You said no worker of iniquity is going to beat Anthony Joshua,
Yeah,
and
but Danny Dubois isn't a worker of iniquity. I didn't say that he was. I said the old man is.
right, okay. Right, Spence, it's been a pleasure. And I'm sure if fans want to there's loads more I'm sure you got to get off your chest. I'm going to put this out straight away. So tune in to The Fight Is Right tonight at 8 p.m.